to our video series. We asked the question, how do women respond when life or experiences hurt us? We will spend the next couple of videos addressing our responses. Well, do you want to know what the number one answer is? Drum roll, please. It is shutting down. What does shutting down mean? Well, it means we stop engaging in life while we avoid the person that we had conflict with. At a young age, I always knew that I would serve God in some great capacity. But sometimes those dreams didn't become fulfilled. One such incident, I was volunteering as a youth leader in my fellowship that I was a part of. While I was serving, a month later, not very long at all, I was replaced. Yes, replaced. The bad part about it was that no one asked me. No one asked if I wanted to step down. Instead, they made a drastic change and replaced me. Of course, I felt hurt. I felt rejected. I resented the church leaders for making such a decision and not consulting with me. Over time, it became difficult for me to sleep because all I thought about was my inability to serve God. This was my one chance, and I wasn't able to do it. To calm my anxious heart, I eventually sought comfort in food and television. I was still a member of the fellowship, but I decided not to volunteer as much. When people asked me how I was doing, I didn't really tell them the truth. I remained focused on my hurt. As time progressed, I even prayed and read my Bible and said, God, please show these people that they were wrong. This is my time to serve you. How dare they? But over time, what ended up happening was that I lost being connected with others. I did focus on God, but I also isolated myself from my church community. Let's recap. What does shutting down look like? Well, we avoid social or church events to avoid dealing with the conflict or people. We stop participating in things that bring us joy, exercising. For me, I started watching television, stopped doing things that I should have been doing. I stopped participating in church altogether. Over time, you may read your Bible a lot more or less. You may think that church is not necessary, God alone is enough. Or you may divert your attention to other things. Maybe take up volunteerism, just avoid the situation altogether. Another option is you may have inconsistent sleep patterns, sleep too much, sleep too less, just not sleeping like you're supposed to, as well as being emotionally detached from spiritual matters. Also, you may even think, can God really use me? Does he really have authority in my life? These are all characteristics of shutting down. You know who else shut down? Well, because I like Bible, we're gonna go to the Bible. We're gonna talk about Elijah. Yep, the prophet Elijah. You probably didn't realize that he shut down, but let's pick up his story. In 1 Kings 19, we see Elijah just killed 450 foreign prophets. These people didn't believe in God or serve him and was leading people astray. God said, kill them. Man, that's harsh. Anyway, he obeyed and he did. But you know what? After killing that many people, of course somebody was mad. Yes, it was. Jezebel. I'm pretty sure you heard of her name before. Jezebel was so mad at Elijah, she told him that by tomorrow, the next day, he is going to be dead. She was going to kill him. So Elijah, being human, well, you know what he did? He fled. I don't blame him. Nobody's trying to kill me. I would have ran too. So he did. As he was fleeing, all he could think about was, I had enough. I am tired. So he slept. But you know what else happened? An angel came and tended to his needs, made sure that he ate. And if it wasn't for the angel, he wouldn't have made it to his destination. So for 40 days he traveled. And at the end of the 40 days, he finally made it to Mount Hermon. And then, do you know what happened? Well, God showed up. And God told him, he asked, Elijah, what are you doing here? Before I talk about how Elijah responded, I want you to think for a moment. What did you notice about Elijah's journey? Even though you don't hear from God per se, God sent someone to make sure that he was taken care of. So despite him fleeing, God made sure that his prophet had his needs met. He wanted to let him know that he was taken care of. So let's pick up the story. In the cave, God asks, Elijah, what are you doing? Why are you here? Well, he wasn't supposed to be that far because he fled from the battlefield. Elijah, being human, he said, hey, I'm alone. She's trying to kill me. All I was doing was your work. And God said, okay, well, I'm going to respond. Stand here and I'm going to reveal myself to you. So what happens? The rock shattered, the wind came, but God was not in those things. Then what happened? There was a great big earthquake. And you know what? God wasn't even in the earthquake. So then what else happened? There's a fire. Surely God's going to show up in the fire. Nope, God did not show up in the fire. So here are all these powerful elements, and God was not present in any of them. How many times did we say, God, come down, do something powerful, vindicate me? As I said before, I pleaded, God, show them leaders that they were wrong. Let them know that they weren't right. Do something. And you know what? God didn't respond that way. Same with Elijah. He didn't respond in all those powerful elements. But how did he respond? It says he showed up after a gentle silence, a gentle wind, in the whisper. So God showed up in the calmness of silence. Isn't that amazing? Like, we're expecting these big things, but yet here is God showing up in something that's calm. And that's for us. Sometimes we want God to do all these incredible things for us, to vindicate our cause. But God's like, you know what? I'm here. I'm still working. We may not be able to see it, but he's still working. I want us to think for a moment. What actually happens when we shut down? We wander from the place that God has for us. Think about the times that you shut down. What did you stop doing for the Lord? What did you stop doing for your embetterment? When I shut down, I stopped doing God's will. But luckily, he didn't keep me in that place. He interjected. He said, woman, what are you doing? You know that you're supposed to be leading my flock. So yes, he will put me in places where I had no choice but to talk about him and reveal his character. Even though God was working in silence, sometimes he chooses to do that for us. But he still is working. He is still working. I want you to know that God got us. He's letting us know that no matter what, he will extend his grace and mercy. But he's asking us to return to his work. When he questioned Elijah, dude, what are you doing? At the end of his questioning, he said, go back and complete my work. And that's the call for us as well, to get up, go back to complete his work. He doesn't want us to stay shut down, even though he gives us time to work through it. It took him 40 days before he finally approached Elijah. He was being very patient. Sometimes God allows us to take time to decompress and to process our hurt and to deal with the pain. But he doesn't want us to stay lifeless. He wants us to be full of life, full of his purpose, and doing his work. Thank you for joining us for this conversation. But we're just getting started. Do you want to learn more how to not shut down, how to move past your hurt? Please go to ahealingpeace.com. We have a wonderful companion workbook to this lesson. And also, while you're there, give us feedback. We want to know, what do you want to learn more about? Is this actually helping? We want to know more about you.